Hello and welcome to Rule of Three's video review for Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z from Bandai Namco Games. This is the first new DBZ game since the terror that was DBZ for the Kinect. And for this one, they went back to the roots and made a more fast-paced action fighting game and a 4v4 arena-style battle game. So for those thinking this would be closer to the Budokai or Budokai Tenkaichi series, it has some similarities but is also very, very different. As a huge DBZ fan, as it was the anime that got me into animes, and a fan of the original Budokai and Budokai Tenkaichi series, I wanted to see how this game played out.
Unbelievable. Against them? Don't waste my time. Come on.
So the story of Battle of Z takes place during only the DBZ anime, so you don't get any of the original Dragon Ball or GT story or character, so that's a plus or minus if you really like those ones who didn't. You play through all of the major sagas in Dragon Ball Z. You play through Saiyan, Frieza, Cell, and Buu, as well as some of the better movies like The Revenge of Cooler and Fist of the Dragon, as well as the new Battle of the Gods movie that came out, I think, sometime last year. It also has an alternate storyline that is reminiscent of the what-if scenarios from Budokai and Budokai Tenkaichi, although there's only a couple of them and they're okay at best. The campaign is done in a mission select style where you choose a mission and then build your team. You can also do this online with others if you have troubles, beating a level, if you just want to play with others in general. There are a couple of giant boss fights, including giant Vegeta, Kid Goku, or Gohan, Giant Ape, and the one giant ship that Cooler turns into in the second Cooler film. And they're pretty fun and have some difficulty to them. Now, for the downsides of doing it this way is you don't get a whole lot of the DBZ story. It really just forms as a backdrop for the reasoning behind why you're in the stage and fighting these people. But if you don't know the Dragon Ball Z story as much, you're going to be kind of confused to who these characters are and why they're fighting at certain points and why they're fighting together, because it doesn't really explain anything. Like I said, I've seen the anime, so I know what happens, but for those who haven't, I can see kind of the disconnect to some extent for the campaign mode. So other than that, it's not. The story's okay. It's just
Blue Hurricane. Guinea Force. Red Magma. Guys. Here go.
As I said earlier, this game is a 4v4 brawler fighter. What this means, you make a team of 4, and you battle another team of 4 in a death-style match, arena-style match. You get to choose from 7 different characters. However, some of these characters are really just the same characters in a different form, such as, there's Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan God Mode Goku, which are all considered a separate character. However, the reason they do this is each form and character has a unique moveset, playstyle, as well as strengths and weaknesses. As for how you beat other characters up, you have a basic attack, which just does a basic combo. You have key blasts, which allow you to shoot from energy from a distance. You can fly up and down, as well as do kind of what's called a chaser hit, where you punch them and you chase them and then knock them to either the ground or to another player and then get them back, and you do that a couple times. As well as 2 super attacks and an ultra attack. The only control I had problems with I had problems with the flying up and down. I felt that system was weird. And I thought it would be better if they just did like a home system if you locked onto a character. And speaking of locking on, that's the other system that worked kind of weird, as it didn't work very well. It was really hard to get, lock onto the character I wanted to lock onto. I, delocked a lot of times on accident, or just for whatever reason delocked. It's kind of weird. Now, each character is either one of 4 characters or a mix of 2 of these 4 characters. You have your melee fighters, which are your frontline fighters, have a little bit more HP, do a little bit more physical damage, but have really crappy energy attacks and how much energy they can hold. Key blast characters are the opposite. They have really weak physical attacks, but they have a lot of key energy and can deal damage from range really nice and keep enemies at bay. Then you have the interference type characters, which are Those are weird. These are weird. They're more of mess with the other team characters. You can stop movement, harass, CC, and do just kind of weird things to the other team to more or less just kind of mess with them so the others can beat them up. And then you have support characters. These are characters that heal other characters and revive other characters. This becomes very important, as I'll explain in a little bit. You need to mix up these different classes and characters until you make a good team, and then you battle another team with that team composition. And it's important to have a balance, because if you're missing one of these types, it can cause some issues, especially if you're missing support. Personally, myself, I like my melee characters. I play Trunks with sword and Super Saiyan form, because he's always been my favorite from the anime. And it's also because it's the closest thing I can get to the old Budokai games in terms of kind of a fighter and such, but I never got to that point, which is fine, because, yeah. Anyway, now the goal is to obviously kill the other team. You do this by obviously just beating the crap out of each other until they run out of HP. Now, this is where support comes in very handy. Every time you can heal up a character with support, any character can heal, but say if you die, a support character can revive you. You can keep going. Now, it's important to do this because each character is only given a set amount of what are called retries. There's a 5-second count. After that 5 seconds, you revive. But you only can do this so many times, and after you hit 0, it's over. You're out of the match permanently. Now, retries are based off of the character themselves and how strong they are. For example, if you're playing Yamcha, Vegeta, Tien, Krillin, or any of the kind of weaker versions of characters or characters in general, you're going to get a lot more retries than, say, Super Saiyan Goku or Legendary Saiyan Broly, who have, considerably less amount of retries but do a little bit more damage. It's important to balance these two because, once everybody's dead, your team loses, so you want to kind of have a nice balance of strength and retries. So you want to make sure that you're not putting all your bed into a full team of, high-level characters that once they die, that's it. Because if the other team has, a couple extra retries, that could easily tip about the balance of a match. Speaking of matches are also pretty fast-paced, and they're pretty fun if you can get a group together that can work as a team and not as individuals. Because there's certain team-based attacks that you can also do, and if you're just fine, everybody's doing their own thing, you can die a little quicker if the other team's a little bit more coordinated. Now, the downside to the gameplay is it's heavily repetitive, and the controls can take a little bit of getting used to, as well as just the fight and lock-on system are not well designed, in my opinion. There's also a card system that allows you to boost your character stats by equipping cards to them. Depending on the character, depends on how many cards you can equip to them in certain slots. And it was an okay system. I mainly just like the cards just because I like the art on them. Not really any other reason.
We need to prepare ourselves to battle the androids. Let's train together. Right.
Dragnball Z Battle of the Z is a good arena-based brawler. It captures the fast-paced action from the series as well as lets me team up with my friends to make out a DBZ dream team. However, its weird controller layout and subpar campaign mode and general repetitiveness of the game put this game at a rent verdict. In other words, I would rent this game or wait for it to go on sale. It's not quite worth the full price on release. So if you love the action of DBZ, you may want to give this a go. It's pretty fun, and it really does capture that Dragon Ball Z feel. As for me, I'm going to keep playing it and continue own face with my Super Saiyan Trunks with sword and kick some Z fighter ass. So thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe, leave comments, and stay tuned for next week when I will be reviewing Fable Anniversary, as long as it gets here, which it should. And that's it for this week. So thanks for watching, everybody, and always remember to trust in the rule of 3.